Okay, now the storm in upstate New York is over a huge Vote for Trump sign on top of a building in Amsterdam. It's visible from the Thruway. A custom printing company called Sticker Mule put it there. The owner says he put it up to symbolize the return of American manufacturing. The Amsterdam mayor, a Democrat, had sued to remove the sign, saying it violated zoning rules and could distract drivers. Now, that move may have made the Sticker Mule sign a First Amendment cause. So, Nina, should the sign come down, and doesn't the owner have a First Amendment right to do what he wants with his property?
Based on what I understand about this issue, I would say that yes, the sign should come down, but here's why. Because it violates the city's zoning laws, that there is a prohibition on the size of signs there. And according to New York Times reporting, the owner was notified back in August that he was in violation of these zone requirements. And however, there was no follow through. Where I take issue with how this has been handled is in regard to the fact that you have a Democratic mayor who is going to court to resolve this. If you have a bona fide zoning system set up in a city, presumably you also have enforcement mechanisms that don't force this Democratic mayor to go to court to remove a Republican sign.
Jenny, is a business wading into politics generally a good idea? And we've seen this from the other side too, maybe not with a big sign, but.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things I was reflecting on is that if you drive down 81, there is another business near Cortland that has a very big suit coat that has a really big pro-Trump sign. Now, they're not in the news because there hasn't been any efforts to try to take it down. They also don't have a big, it's not lit up or anything like that. It's just a big cloth Trump sign. And so there is this question that why businesses wade into politics when the research is pretty clear that it's not actually good for business. That most voters, when they make decisions about their purchasing, will think a little bit about that company and their stance, and they'll make decisions based on their own ideological perspective, especially if that business is against their ideological perspectives. So it doesn't help.
Okay, Rick?
Well, it was interesting. Constantino said that wasn't business related. He said, quote, I wanted to lower the temperature on political discourse, unquote, what? Yeah. And that, quote, Trump is the unity candidate. So I don't know what to...
CEO,
the CEO, yes. So I don't know what to make of those arguments. But you're right. I especially in a business like custom T-shirts where there are hundreds of different companies you can go with. Was he looking just to get a really broad audience to come look at his site? If so, he succeeded, but he's also turning away people who now are put off by having the sign. So I agree with Jenny. I don't think in the long term this is going to help them.
Okay, and Anirban, quickly?
I don't think this idea that business wading into politics harms them. Business does politics all the time. It lobbies and so on and so forth. But also like Hobby Lobby and Chick-fil-A, have they gone out of business? They haven't. So, you know, that's a counter argument right there. But yeah, I mean, he may actually attract a lot of these MAGA bros, right? That's also true that, oh yeah, you know, he loves Trump, so look at the sign. And, you know, a lot of MAGA people might come and actually start buying whatever he sells. On the whole, I do think this is just a non-issue in that sense that I agree with you, Nina, that if there was a mechanism of zoning, right, why wasn't it enforced? Why aren't they simply going and taking down the sign? They will do it for any other people, right? Now the court has gotten involved or, you know, so on and so forth. It's fine, let the sign be.
Taking down the sign would mean going on his property.
I do say the fact that he's built a company with, I'm not sure how many employees, but a number of them is something certainly to their credit.